Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Asad Yaqub and I am from Lahore, Pakistan, and this time I'm going to teach you some useful language which you can use in your IELTS exam. Now I'm going to tell you some starters for questions, and actually these are the question starters. In IELTS speaking part 1 and part 3, the examiner can use any of these question starters while asking you the questions, so you should be familiar with these type of questions. Sometimes you know what happens, they use a complex question starter and you don't understand the question because of the question starter, and as a result you fail to answer that very question, and that usually happens in IELTS speaking part 3. But this video is equally effective for those who want to improve their English language. Let's take a start with question starters. The first one is, how can we stop, for example, how can we stop corruption from the third world countries? How can we stop people from smoking cigarettes? How can we promote English language? How can we upgrade the systems in the poor country? How can we? Now how can we is the question, and when you're going to answer you got to say we can. Now don't say I can, you should say we can. When the question is how can we, it means examiner is asking you, and examiner is counting himself or herself as well, so it's between you and the examiner. If the question is how can we, you need to answer with we can. How can we stop corruption? Well, we can stop corruption. There are many ways of doing that. First of all, if, and then you will give the first reason, then the second reason, and then the third reason. So how can we? Next is, what do you think? What do you think about studying abroad? What do you think about studying abroad? Now when they say what do you think, then you will start your answer by saying I think. What do you think about going abroad? I think going abroad is quite fruitful, because when you go abroad you can avail a lot of opportunities there and all that. So the question is what do you think, and you will reply with I think. What do you think about foreign education? I think foreign education is quite good, because in other countries, especially in the developed countries, there are many good universities, and if we study there, definitely we can develop a very good skill, and after that if we return to our own country we can get a job in a multinational company quite easily. So you got to answer like that, and the questions will be asked by what do you think. Next is should. In IELTS speaking, they ask you the questions with should. Should smoking be banned? Should smoking be banned? Or they can ask you, should people be given a lot of money to waste? Okay. Or should the cricket players be given a lot of money? Alright, like that. So they can ask you questions, and then you will, for example, if the question is should cricketers be given a lot of money, you say yes, I think cricketers should be given a lot of money. If the question is should cricket be played, and you say yes, I think cricket should be played, and matches should be held in our country so that many tourists come to our country and they watch the matches and all that stuff. So they might ask you they might ask you some questions that start with should. For example, should people learn foreign languages? Next, they might ask you some questions with should. They can use should in the beginning to ask you a question, and you will reply that question with should. For example, should people learn foreign languages? Now you say yes, I think people should learn foreign languages, because when they start a question with should, it means they're asking you for your suggestions. In the same way, they can ask you, should people go abroad for higher education? Yes, I think people should go abroad for higher education. Should patients go to the doctor on the regular basis? Yes, I guess, because patients should go to the doctor on the regular basis, because then the doctor can check them up, and then doctor can see what is the problem and what sort of disease is there. Like that you can answer. But remember, you need to understand the tone of the question with the help of question starter, and then you got to answer accordingly. Why do you think? Now why do you think means they are asking you for a reason. Right? In IELTS speaking part 1 or part 3, they might ask you questions with why do you think, and in answer you got to give a reason. Why do you think the petroleum prices are decreasing? Why do you think the crime rate is increasing in the developed countries as well? Why do you think foreign education is helpful? Why do you think? So there can be any question, and when the question starts with why, for your answer you got to give the reason. For instance, if the question is, why do you think youngsters want to go abroad? Well, I think youngsters want to go abroad for a variety of reasons. First of all, the foreign countries actually fascinate the youngsters. They see the foreign countries, especially European countries and then America and other countries, in the movies, and they want to go there because they like that lifestyle. That's why. And then you can give more reasons as well. What should dash do about? Now, for example, what should governments do about smoking? What should governments do about smoking? So you will start your answer by saying governments should, and then you can go ahead. What should people do about corruption? What should people do about corruption? So you can say people should do a variety of things for corruption. First of all, people should refuse to participate in any activity that is in the that is called corruption, and then you can go ahead with that very answer. So what should dash do about? And the last one is, how would you rate the traffic problems in your country? How would you solve the traffic problems in your country? How would you overcome corruption? How would you means they are asking you a personal question and you got to reply. How would you improve your English language? How would you learn a foreign language? And you will answer, well, first of all, I would see why do I need that foreign language. Secondly, I would see where can I go for learning that language. If there is a good language center, then I would go there and definitely I would learn that language. So you can answer the questions like that. If you like this video, please hit on the like button right away, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and give your comment as well. And I teach IELTS online. I'm providing IELTS coaching classes online. So if you want to be my IELTS student, definitely you can contact me. My number is given. Asad Yaqub wishes you all the best. Take care. Allah Hafiz.